Welcome back to another video. It has been a long time since I've done a video on gold farming, and I've been getting that request both in-game and in my comments and on social media. So I've decided I will make a gold farm video. However, this is going to be for those of you who have completed the Nolgath section, or at least a good portion of it. In your adventure menu, you're going to be heading to world areas, and then down at the bottom, you're heading to fiend lands. You're going to wasteland, and you're going to be interacting with Bamboozle right here, and you're going to be seeing a quest. Sorry, not that one. In here, you've got multiple different quests here, and quite a few of these have pretty good gold from obtaining these things. You're getting a fairly decent amount of gold, and this is the best way of farming gold, in my personal opinion. So what I do, one of the methods that I've been doing while I've been farming the Nolgath stuff, is I have been doing the fiend hunting, the catacombs crawling, and the lucky deal. And I've just been repeating these quests, obtaining what I need. And this comes in pretty handy. So you've got a contract of Nolgath right here. These sell for 50,000 gold. The other quests you complete give you dark crystal shards and the other things there. So, I mean, this sells, just one of these sells for 10,000 gold. And Tainted Gem is selling for 2,000 gold. And you can get quite a few of these stacked up just from doing those quests. So if you're not needing the Tainted Gem or the dark crystal shards and stuff, you can just sell them and you're getting all that gold. But Skew has quests too that also provide a pretty decent amount of gold. So depending on which ones you're doing, like this one right here, if you're running the world bosses, this is giving you quite a bit right here. This is another one that comes in really handy. Again, this is when you're running the world boss method. You also have another option, which is talking to Crag right here, and he's got several different things here. Now, this is one thing here you'll notice. So, Essence of Nolgath, this is going to give you 5,000 upon turning this in, not to mention the gems on top, which you could sell. This is another method people can use. So, you'd be running the Noxus challenge, which is in the Isle of the Dead. You'd be running this 10 times, this dungeon, in order to get 10 of these. You need to have a certain amount, 50 of them, in order to complete this one, and then you'd be getting these ones here. This is not the method I recommend, however. If you want to run that dungeon over and over, fine, but it is definitely not the method I would choose to do. When you are running that dungeon, however, you do have a chance of getting the Uni 13 and the actually unidentified essence. But anyways, this gives you, fairly decent amount of gold, and you're also getting these ones here. Diamonds sell for quite a bit as well. I will show you how much the diamonds, where am I going here? Right there. So diamonds sell for 100,000. That's very good. You're able to make quite a bit of gold from selling these things right here. So Noxus is another option, but the method I use for farming diamonds and for general gold farming is I head over to I go into the Fiend lands, and then I go to the Red Monastery. Once here, I head right to here, and in the Crypts of the Misery, or Crypts of Misery, I guess is how you say it, then you're going to be going to the right here. If this door is not available to you, you need to complete the dungeon in order to get access to this quick method. And then here you are fighting Mandible, and upon defeating him, not to mention the gold you're getting from him, you also have a chance of completing some of those quests. Now this comes in really handy when you have the Crag in the Cart pet, however, and you need to have the collection in order for this pet to actually have quests. So this comes in really handy because all I have to do is just turn this in and bing bang boom, I got it. This is the method that I use for farming for diamonds, because I take the contracts and then I convert them with my Skew pet on the Dark Fiend, or whatever it's called. I forget what the other when it's called, and so I can get diamonds that way. And I don't need any more diamonds using this method, but at this point I'd be farming this, gaining the gold from this, gaining the gold from selling my contract of Nulgath since I don't need them anymore, and then I could do this, and then I could sell those if I don't want them, but I actually do want those right now. This is a type of farming that I really enjoy because it reminds me so much of AQ Worlds. If you're looking for a faster way to farm Mandible, on my Discord server, the AE Federation, in the AQ3D help channel, you'll find people posting for a Mandible farm. Grouping up this way is much faster at taking down Mandible. If you want the AQ3D helper role, you can get it inside of the Get Roles channel. Link to my Discord servers in the description below. Although I recommend the Mandible farming, there is other ways of making gold, so the first of which is void hunting. Now, this is the world bosses. You can see this gives a good amount of gold, and you need to get this one right here. So basically, you'd be turning this in as often as possible. Another way of the way of making that a little bit easier is on my Discord server. If you have the Slayer of the Fiend Dragon or the Slayer of the Void roles, you'll get pinged when the bosses spawn. And this comes in very handy when you are taking down the world bosses. You also have a chance of completing these as well, so make sure you grab these, because when you are fighting the world bosses, it is potential to be able to get the Cruel Void one. Also grab these ones here, because when you are, it's possible of getting those. Now, these do not occur very often. This one doesn't really do anything, but anyways, these ones here, you can definitely try to get those. In the adventures menu in the Fiend Lands, you'd be heading down to the Runes of Solace and then talking to Skew. In here, in the Dark Deals, you'd be having 2 things you'd want to grab right here because this gives a good amount of gold, not to mention that you can convert these into contracts and then sell those. And then you've got this one right here giving you 23,000 every single time you beat this. And this is again for when you're farming the world bosses. And speaking of world bosses, when the big fiend dragon spawns, there are challenges you can do. I mean, this one right here you can do. You'll be getting a lot of gold for doing that, but it would take a long time before you get the 100 killed. But you do have other options right here, so make sure to grab all of these quests, because 15,000 for killing the bull, or I meant to say slaying the bull. And then you have this one here, 10,000 for that. And then, of course, this one right here with the 31,000 gold for defeating the Fiend Dragon. So, yeah, definitely worth grabbing these because you're getting a pretty good amount. Last thing I want to mention is the daily tasks. These can be done in just a few minutes. I do have videos on how to beat the daily task in just a couple minutes. And you're getting like almost 20,000 gold from just doing your daily tasks by completing 8 of them. So definitely worth doing. Now, there may be gold farming methods out there that I didn't mention in this video. For that, I do apologize. If you guys have other methods of farming gold, let me know in the comments below. That is it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and keep those swords swinging.